What's up guys, this is Nick at Manriquebilt Customs. My videos are gonna be a DIY and a whole custom twist on the do-it-yourself, a make-it-yourself and install-it-yourself all at the same time. I'll get custom scrap material and junkyard parts and make one-off pieces for my vehicle or whatever it is that I'm doing. So today we'll go through another tour of my 99 Dodge Ram 2500, aka Roxanne. I'll show y'all some small changes and some big changes, and I'll keep y'all updated with future projects I've got planned. I've already done tons of stuff to my truck already, and as you can see, it's not your average 99 Dodge Ram 2500, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, so so let's check out what I did.
Well, okay. All right, so what I got here and what I've done, as you can kind of see, is I went ahead and put me a full hydraulic steer where I mounted and welded me a bar across the axle and made me a bracket here that ties into the back side of the cylinder. And in the back, as you can see, I've got my connecting rod or connecting bar from tire to tire, and there I welded me a bracket so the shaft end will tie into there. I've got hoses ran to my orbital valve up there, and that actually I made a bracket that bolts into where the gearbox originally was, and I'll show you here in just a second, but that connects up to my steering column to my steering wheel. And then we'll go up here to the top, and you can see where I've got the valve there, you know, to the steering shaft. I made a bracket so that I can hold my power steering pump, which of course that's, you know, that's an aftermarket piece. And all that goes into my reservoir, which, you know, I ended up making. Everything on here is handmade. The only thing I actually purchased was that guy, the pump. Everything else is handmade, hand done, hand welded, TIG welded. And the other end goes to a cooler that's hanging out in there up front, you know, and that gets plenty of airflow. And that was one of the projects I did. Wish I would have videotaped the majority of it, but, and what else I made and got put together. So if you've noticed, I got some radiator hose. Actually, it's hydraulic hose, but it's from my radiator, and you could see how that thing goes. And to give you a little peek, don't have a radiator. Don't have a radiator up front anymore. Nothing there. And that sucker, which I have these, you know, these hoses, I have run along the inside of the driver's side frame rail. And I won't give you guys a look just yet, but ta-da! We got ourselves a rear mounted radiator. And just like, you know, the front and everything else that I've done on this truck, it's all just hand done. It's got holes in it, and if you've seen my past videos, you'll notice, I know they don't look familiar, but those holes were actually riveted because those used to be the fender flares that I had out here, that aluminum conduit. Well, I just reused and repurposed those as my radiator mount. There's my reservoir, and I kind of like where I got it to match the front, you know, as far as the container. I've got that. I've got a breather, which also has another hole up front. And there goes my hose up to the radiator. Factory cap still worked, used that. And I ended up just using the same radiator fan that I had up front, you know, and I just rewired it. There I have the hoses going into the floor. I got holes cut out, and you know, there goes the top one there. And yeah, so I went ahead and just mounted me a radiator in the back. Gets massive airflow, and that fan is super strong. So, and I've got it pushing out, so it just gets all the wind comes back, and it just all gets pushed back. So what else I got? Kind of minuscule, but the 2500 second gen came with like a 4-inch block, and like, fuck, I can't even remember. Let's see, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7 leaf springs. So I ended up taking out the 4-inch, and I actually had some aluminum solid block, and I cut those down to 2-inch. Took out a couple of leaf springs just to give it a little bit more flex, which, you know, it's not gonna matter. It's all factory stuff, and all this stuff is gonna get taken out when I put my rear coilovers, and they'll match the front, the 12-inch travel. And the other thing is, I ended up just hand making me some longer shackles. Since I went lower on the block, I wanted to still keep my height with the lift, flex, and like I said, to keep the height of it. But you know, next plan is to cut the frame here and go ahead and install my hoop, so then I can mount my coil over there. But that's for another future video. As you can see, I cut the bed. That's another one, not too big, but just another little design. I'm gonna come in here, and you can see kind of where I have my white outline, and I'll go ahead and I'm gonna cut that off somewhat to that line. But you know, it might change as I go. As I start cutting, things might change. Let's see, let's go up to the front again and see what else I got up here. Since I like playing with fiberglass, I kind of redid, and I'm still changing my my intake. So I kept the Dakota throttle body cover, I guess you could say, and fiberglass me some tubes back into that, you know, Mitsubishi 3000 GT, yeah, 95 I believe. Kept that box, and I fiberglassed the bottom end. I was gonna come out to, you know, like a Ram Air deal by the hood, but oh, forgot this guy. If you guys remember that other PVC pipe 3-inch catch can that I had, that was kind of a Home Depot special I made pretty quick. And my top, I got, you know, obviously going 2 valve cover, and you know, the other one's going to the other valve cover side. And I want to say that might be about it. Ain't really changed too much. Oh, I wish I would have been a little bit more tighter on my cuts. You know, it's just got little gaps here and so on. That's actually a bigger gap, but you know, we'll, you know, don't worry about that little guy much. But under here, if you guys can follow me, I changed out the, I want to say it was like a 2-inch, 2 1/4-inch exhaust tubing. So I went ahead and just got 3-inch. Hold on, and it comes out again. 3-inch all the way, and then, you know, it just gets dumped right in front of the axle. So I cut that sucker out and just used as much pieces that I could find and freaking welded them together. And yeah, this sucker's pretty big. Just a small little deal, nothing fancy, but I could tell a difference. So let's get back up out of here, and we'll go ahead and end this video. And I hope you guys that have seen my videos in the past, keep watching. I know I've been a little lazy and slacking, but I got a bunch of content, some more videos that just need to be edited, and I hope you guys like it. Subscribe if you haven't, give me a thumbs up if you want. All right, see you on the next one.